Each player preparing for the game ahead. Welcome, sports fan. And here's a look at some numbers for Kristaps Porzingis.
And he's gone cold over the last 10 games, guys. His scoring numbers are down, and he can't seem to get out of this rough patch. He's got to get himself going tonight, or they'll start losing patience with him.
And the starting group for the Celtics. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Brown in at the small forward position. And for the Lakers, at the forward slots, it's LeBron and Hachimura. Luka Doncic is out there with Austin Reeves. And it's Hayes in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And here's Brown for 3. Well, with all the battles past, Grant, definitely some history between these two teams.
Oh, B.A., this is high level. You talk East versus West, that's usually championship or bust type aspirations.
Here's James. Boston pulls it in. Last time they met in Boston.
Yeah, they hit the court last game with some serious attitude, especially on offense.
And they backed it up with their play, got production from everyone, and they were able to walk the walk on the offensive end.
And so it's the Lakers with it, following the bucket by Boston.
Don't sleep on Reeves' athleticism. He's got some real balance.
Here's White. He just could not put it together in that loss to New York. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
I did briefly speak with J.J. Redick. I asked him, what makes Kristaps Porzingis such a great player? He said, look at him. He's over 7 feet. He's just a huge guy. Kristaps has serious skill on offense, and defensively, that size can really be a factor. He's a two-way problem. It'll be interesting to see how they play him tonight.
Appreciate the report, Allie. Now here's Brown. Big-time contributor on offense. Just over 22 points a game. And the basket by Holiday.
Part of what makes Drew so valuable, he's a guard who can score without the ball.
Grant, how about that in-season tournament win for the Lakers in 2024?
Yeah, honestly, it just makes sense that the first of those trophies would land with a historic franchise like the Lakers.
And there's the foul. It's on Jackson Hayes. That's his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Tatum looking it over. Outside, Brown. No good on the 3. The Lakers have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Here's James. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Boston has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Here's Tatum. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Tatum's got his second bucket on the night.
Over the years, Tatum has limited the amount of mid-range jumpers that he takes, but it is still a natural part of his game.
James double team. And so the ball out of bounds. Brown touched it last. As we approach the playoffs, let's see how the East is looking. You take a look at the Celtics. With great effort over a long season, they're second in the conference.
You know, for the Celtics, they've been relentless competitors all season long. They've assured themselves of a lot of home games in the postseason, and we'll see if they can capitalize.
And so J.J. Redick calls for the timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Checked in for Los Angeles. And now a chance to look at the small forwards who have been on fire all year. LeBron James, number 1. 4th, Jaylen Brown.
And these are some of the most dangerous players in the league, just capable of getting hot and taking over a game in the blink of an eye.
There's so many great scorers at the small forward spot in the NBA. To make this list, you've got to have a ridiculous amount of firepower.
Here's Holiday, following the score by Los Angeles. White for 3. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday.
I love the decision-making of Drew. You want the ball in Holiday's hands.
And you look at Derek White, Richard, the energy he plays with, it is remarkable.
That's his greatest attribute, his activity on both ends of the floor. Having a high motor is a skill. He keeps coming and tries to wear you down.
Brown with it, picked up by James. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. And when Porzingis can be a third option on a team, he is deadly and efficient, RJ.
We've always seen Porzingis as the guy or as a second option. But when he has elite teammates around him, he really flourishes. And when healthy, Porzingis is a highly impactful player. He is a 7-foot wing that really spaces the floor.
James, that's good.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Here's Hachimura. Uses the glass on the layup.
Looking confident inside. At 6'8", Hachimura is more than capable of inflicting some damage down there.
Outside, Brown. Kept alive. Here's Porzingis. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him.
Second chance points are always painful. Have to make the effort to box out.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they need to emphasize rebounding going forward.
James with the ball. Guarded now by Holiday. The shot by James, no good. Celtics lead by 3. White on the wing. To the inside. Here's Holiday. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
Yeah, good execution in close. Holiday likes mixing things up and finishing from this area.
Reeves against White. Pass to Vanderbilt. Here's Hachimura. From deep. Boston pulls it in. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds now. Here's Tatum. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
So agile on the drive. When Tatum puts it on the deck, man, he is a major problem.
Hachimura against Tatum. Knocked away. Here's White. James with the block.
And Brown with the block. Look, the shooters are working hard, but he is all over them.
Vanderbilt. Brown with the block. And book it for Vanderbilt. There's 39 seconds left in the first quarter. And Holiday, here we go. And Holiday powers it home.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. Lakers trail by 7. Pass to Vanderbilt. That one falls. Great setup by Doncic. Vanderbilt's got his second bucket on the night.
Gifted moving the ball. Luka is one of the best passers in the league.
Here's White. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
Brown against James. Out of bounds. It'll be Celtics ball. Both teams will make substitutions. Here's Brown. No made baskets yet. Fires for 3. Knocks down the triple.
So far, they're owning both ends of the floor. We'll see if they can keep this going.
They came out and bum rushed them. Huge difference in activity level from both teams tonight.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And for the Celtics here, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
It leads to some easy buckets, and I think it's given them control of the pace in this one.
And Reeves has got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. And with their last victory, this team reached the 50-win mark on the season.
And they should be proud of what they've been able to accomplish. You can't just luck your way into 50 wins. You gotta be a good team to reach that feat.
On the floor for Boston, they've got Peyton Pritchard, Torrey Craig out there with Al Horford. Then there's Jayson Tatum, and it's Hauser in at the 3.
An accurate shooter from distance. Tatum's teammates want him to keep looking to pull the trigger.
One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades.
You know, Grant, in interviews, Jayson Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken, but that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Brian, it's great hearing Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla talk shop. He said everybody tries to break basketball up into offense and defense, but it's one game. Your spacing, decision-making, and shot selection set up your defense. That transition happens so fast, so the game is constantly changing. It's all connected, Brian.
No question. Thanks, Allie. Good stuff there. Here's Pritchard. Nails it from beyond the arc. Pritchard's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. And we've got a timeout called by J.J. Redick. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. Some changes now for the Lakers. LeBron, he's checked in for Hayes. Hachimura comes in for Finney-Smith. And Doncic has subbed in for Vincent. Out to Hachimura. Back to Doncic. Doncic is doubled to stop the run. And it's Jayson Tatum with a rebound.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Here's Hauser. Three-pointer off the mark. Lakers trail by 18. Well, we're coming right down to the last bit of the season, Grant. What's the messaging like from coaches right now?
Well, B.A., for teams that are in the mix, coaches are asking you to keep doing what you've been doing. But a lot of that extra motivation comes from your teammates and in the locker room.
And Boston with some changes. Kristaps Porzingis comes in for Horford, and Holiday subbed in for Craig.
What I appreciate about LeBron is how much he loves being a leader. He knows how much his teammates count on him.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. James with the ball. Porzingis picks him up defensively. Boston pulls it in. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Knicks.
It really just wasn't a fun game for them. Their offense looked stagnant, and they couldn't get anything going.
It seemed like any time they strung together a few baskets, they just went ice cold so quickly. That's his second, and I think they'll keep him in, but he's got to be careful. A third, and he'll sit for the rest of the half.
Second team foul.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Violation.
And now we have a minute here to take a look at which teams are playing the toughest defense. The Celtics in second.
Where this team really makes an impact is on the defensive end. They're a unified front that doesn't make it easy at all to find open looks.
There's the triple. Doncic grabs the miss.
Shocking that he just bricked that one. The defense got real lucky there.
And out of bounds, the Celtics will take it.
It's one thing to get outplayed, but when you're giving away possessions like this, it makes it even more tough.
And Boston with some changes. Brown, he's checked in for Hauser. And Derek White subbed in for Pritchard.
And staring at a sizable deficit, the defense has to tighten up.
The Lakers have gone 1 for 6 in the second quarter. Not great. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
That's his first personal
And how about LeBron? Even if he's no longer the clear-cut best player in the league, he can still take over a game, RJ.
Oh, make no mistake, he is still the best when he needs to be. Absolutely has a switch that gets flipped when he needs it. It's not on for 48 minutes, but he can definitely turn it on for a few.
Finney Smith's checked in for the Lakers. Connect comes in for Vanderbilt.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Here's Doncic. And Porzingis with the block.
Big-time rejection from Porzingis. You must be careful trying to shoot when he's lurking nearby.
The offensive rebound. Brown passes to Porzingis. Good. And Brown gets the assist. Porzingis has gotten 4 this quarter. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Celtics.
The enthusiasm they've brought to their defense so far is something else. Going after shooters and really hustling to get their hands on shots.
You know, they've also been very effective at running the floor. Just a ton of points in the fast break. It's been a big part of their success.
Al Horford's checked in for Jayson Tatum. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Yeah, a communication breakdown. 2 guys thinking in opposite directions. The pass winds up in the stands.
Now Holiday. He's got 11. Holiday, a screen on James. Pass to Horford. For 3. LeBron with the rebound.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's the shot he typically makes.
Hachimura outside. Kicks it to Doncic. Finney Smith with it. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Finney Smith's got his first 2 points of the night.
Not the shot I expected him to take or make, but hey, look, joke's on me. He hit it.
And the basket by Holiday.
That guy is perfect for the field, making major contributions to this lead.
On the wing, Hachimura. Horford covering. Pass to Connect. And here's James. Double team on James. And it falls. 4 for 8 for him from the floor.
Yeah, just too much big boy basketball by LeBron James, just bodying defenders inside.
Now here's Holiday. And Holiday powers it home.
I'll be honest, he's having a better quarter than a lot of my nights back when I played.
Hachimura, right side. The 3-ball. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got 9 rebounds now. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Porzingis has got 6 here in the quarter.
Nice shot, Porzingis with the length and the touch.
Out to the right wing. Out to Hachimura. 3-pointer. Offensive board. It's James on the wing. Here's the 3. And again for 3.
And would you believe he's nearing 4th place for most 3-pointers of all time?
Believe it. Not only does he have the talent, but he never stops working on a shot. Out of bounds. It'll be Celtics ball.
Boston ball. Substitution on the court.
And so it's Drew Holiday making things happen for the Boston Celtics. Hunting for opportunities, leading to 9 points in the quarter. Time for a quick break, then back to the action.
You know, I love sitting up here and doing this show with you guys. I learn something new every day.
Man, you know what? It is pretty unreal they pay.
And moving over to the first half of our game, guys, what has gotten into Porzingis?
He's wrecking those boys in the lane.
And that is going to do it for us.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. What a game we're seeing from Jrue Holiday.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
And you love that mindset he has going at the rim. He hasn't settled for anything, and he's been the aggressor all game long.
Reeves at the 2 with LeBron at the 3. Hayes is out there with Rui Hachimura. And it's Vincent in at the point guard position. That's the Laker 5.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Porzingis misses.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Well, Grant, even though it looks like LeBron could play forever, he stated that he doesn't have much time left.
Well, it's unbelievable that he's sustained this level of excellence for as long as he has. I would be surprised if we see this type of longevity ever again.
Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes than not.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, after some down years in Dallas, Kristaps Porzingis said, I really checked myself. From that point on, I started building my game back up. Sometimes when you're younger, your physical abilities might already be there, but your mental is not. Once that all clicks, that's when you've got something.
Well, that's a good way to think of it. Thanks, Allie. Hasn't shot the ball well at the stripe, going 0 for 3 so far. Among the best in the NBA for a few years now. Jayson Tatum. RJ, he's still quite young. How can he get even better?
Oh, he can just get wiser and wiser, and that's what happens with young players. They get to a physical level where they can dominate, but where they get better is mentally. They get mentally stronger as they get into these experiences more.
And stolen by Holiday. It's an even 3-on-3 break.
I love how aggressive Holiday is on the take, just putting it on the defense.
Well, Richard, with the career he's had, it's hard to believe Jrue Holiday has only made 2 All-Star teams.
Well, that speaks to how much talent is at the guard position in this league. But it also shows how we tend to award offense over defense because Jrue, his impact is truly felt on the defensive end.
Now here's Vincent. He's covered by Holiday. Pass to Reeves to end the run. And once again, off the mark by Los Angeles. Outside Tatum. Inside. And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Holiday. Porzingis has got 11.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Hayes with a screen on Brown.
An ominous start to the second half. They are now 0 for 4.
Tatum finds Porzingis. From the arc. Another basket. He's now 6 for 7 in the contest.
Well, part of the game plan was to neutralize the crowd. And guess what? Mission accomplished.
Oh, yeah, they're doing a terrific job not giving this hostile crowd anything to cheer about.
Here's Reeves.
Got to be careful shooting around Porzingis. His length is so capable of erasing shots.
Outside Tatum. Holiday from long range. James with the rebound. Los Angeles has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Pass to Reeves. Hachimura outside. Here's Vincent. And the three-pointer goes. Vincent's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Holiday passes to Brown. And here's White. It's Hayes with the rebound. Hachimura against Holiday. Pass to James. Vincent, right side. Hayes with it. Now guarded by White. And here's Reeves outside. And Another three for the Lakers. Well, Grant, you played on some very tight-knit teams. Talk to us about chemistry.
Well, B.A., you know, in some sports, chemistry is not a big issue, but in basketball, it is huge. You have to trust and believe in your teammates, and it has to be a unit, not 5 separate individuals.
James finds Reeves. Back to James. White with a steal. Fast break. Here come the Celtics. And a slam dunk by Porzingis.
We've seen Porzingis be this dominant before. For him, it's all about keeping that confidence.
And here's Reeves outside. On target from range. Reeves has got 8.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
White, the pass to Tatum. On the wing, Holiday. Back to Porzingis. Fires the 3. Rebound, the Lakers. 1:25 left in the third. It's going to be on LeBron James. That's his first foul.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
And the Lakers going with a whole new group out there. Holiday taking his time here. Outside Porzingis. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday. Holiday's got 6 assists now in the game. The Lakers have gone cold here in this third quarter. Just 3 of 9. From deep, here's Doncic. Horford pulls it in. Boston has gone 3 of 7 from deep so far in the third quarter. The Celtics making a switch here. Pritchard's checked in.
Second team foul. Checking in for the Celtics, number 11, Peyton Pritchard.
52 seconds left in the third. Pass to Horford from downtown. It's hauled in by Luka Doncic. And for Los Angeles, they're shooting just 38% for this game so far. To the middle. Fast break. Here come the Celtics. And he comes up with a bucket.
And I think that play tells you everything you need to know. They're simply playing at a higher level, getting a steal and turning it into quick points.
Still a tremendous player, Al Horford, using that experience.
Pritchard, the pass to Hauser. Buries it from 3. 5 points in the game. Here's Doncic. He's scoreless. Here's Finney-Smith. Shot is good, off the back rim and in.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
Here's Pritchard. And a miss there on the triple. And so it's Boston building an insurmountable lead. Come on, they're up 38 points at the end of the... And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And 2 teammates on the same page. Woo.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court right now for the Celtics, they've got Luke Cornett, Al Horford out there with Peyton Pritchard. And it's Davison in at the 2 spot. Walsh is checked in for Davison.
Jordan Walsh.
And the foul on Gabe Vincent. That's his first foul of the game. Richard, over the past few decades, we've seen bench reactions get bigger in the NBA. How much fun is that?
It's so much fun, but I think it also coincides with the league getting younger and younger and younger. So you have these young kids in there that are just there to have some fun and compete.
Here's Pritchard. He's covered by Vincent. 5 on the clock. And Horford gets it to go.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of 3-pointers.
Takes it inside. Here's Connect. And the ball out of bounds. The Celtics will have it. And for Boston, they're shooting at around 60% in this one. Very efficient. Down low. Pass to Shireman. No luck on that one. Man, they've been careless with the ball tonight.
Yeah, it's a lack of focus and a lack of discipline. They're better than this.
Lynn can't hit. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 to open the fourth quarter. Pulls up for 3. Here's Cornette. And that one's good with extra effort on the glass.
And there he is. I mean, attacking the boards, converting off the misses. I mean, trying to do everything he can to secure this W.
Always giving max effort on the glass, taking everything they'll give him. I thought he had that all sewn up, but somehow the defense just threw him off.
Nice dish, and the layup goes down.
Woo! His energy is unmatched.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
For Boston, they've gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the fourth. Oh, the sweet crossover, too.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
For Los Angeles, they've got none of their shots to go in this final quarter. 0 for 4. Oh, wasted no time on that one. The Celtics have gotten 5 of their 7 shots to fall in this final quarter. Buries it down low. Pritchard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
Lynn can't hit. And here's Boston. They've got a 13-2 run going. Pass to Horford. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound, the Lakers. Take it away. Cornette passes to Pritchard. Off with the layup. The Lakers have got 1 out of 6 shots to fall in this final quarter. Not ideal. Offensive rebound. Here's Kleba. Ooh, rejected by Horford.
The great positioning, the 7'1" wingspan. That combination makes Horford a dangerous shot blocker.
Pritchard hits the trifecta. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Celtics.
All you have to do is look at one stat, and that is their block numbers. It tells you how tight their D has been. They've been going out of their way to smother the defense.
Well, another area they've been productive is off of turnovers, scoring many times after forcing the ball out of their opponent's hands.
And they'll hang that foul on Maxi Kleba. That's his first foul.
Yeah, I think he's letting his emotions get the better of him on that foul.
And Los Angeles making a change here. Hayes is checked in. Cornette passes to Craig. Here's Cornette. Pass to Pritchard. Clock at 6.
Oh, my goodness.
How
Wow.
about that? And down it goes. Jam that one home.
He can really read the floor. Precision pass in rhythm.
Once again, an explosive highlight on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam.
2 minutes remaining in this ball game.
Here's Connect.
2 minutes.
They need this. Kleba's shot is off.
He hasn't been able to find his touch this quarter.
Yeah, straight up, guys. Like, he's ice cold, like freezing. What's colder than cold? But you don't have to shoot it, my guy. It's okay to pass the ball.
They've been very well-rounded and extremely focused.
Yeah, not just an impressive showing on offense, but on defense as well, executing their game plan perfectly.
Vanderbilt's checked in for Kleba.
Number 2, Jared Vanderbilt.
Boston's gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Hauser. Outside Craig. Lets it go from deep. Rebound, the Lakers.
And sometimes on defense, you could just get lucky.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Celtics.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
No surprise, another victory for these guys who have been on a tear all year long. They've now won 62 games.
They were well prepared coming in and showed a real competitive streak.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Kristaps Porzingis.
He limited the opposing offense's impact as well with some superb defense, finding lots of chances to knock away shots.
Hayes for 3. Fires in the triple. So it's Boston now. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth. And Pritchard, here we go. Up and in on the layup.
They really came in with the right mindset today. I can guarantee you their flight home will be filled with some smiles.
And as it should be, to be this dominant on another team's floor, look, when you go home, you're going to go home feeling good.
Outside Craig. Here's Hauser. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah, and this team was consistent throughout. They met every challenge, and they